Welcome to Law Story. In our last episode, we witnessed the Templars' greatest trial, the fall of Acre in 1291, when the Crusader states in the Holy Land were lost forever. Cast out from the east, the order seemed to have no clear purpose, yet in Europe their influence was still formidable. They owned vast estates, commanded immense wealth, and answered to no king, only to the Pope himself. But as history so often reminds us, power without allies is dangerous, and for the Knights Templar, it would ultimately bring about their destruction. After the loss of Acre, the Templars withdrew first to Cyprus. From there, they hoped to one day reclaim Jerusalem. Yet, decades passed, and no new crusade came. The fervour of the age of holy war was waning. Instead, the Templars turned inward. They became stewards of land across France, England, Spain, and Portugal. They managed estates, collected rents, and continued their role as bankers, offering letters of credit to pilgrims and safeguarding the wealth of kings. But their success made them resented. They paid no taxes, they fortified their own castles, and their loyalty to the Pope meant they often stood apart from the monarchies of Europe. The order, once admired, was slowly becoming isolated. Nowhere was this tension greater than in France. King Philip IV, remembered as Philip the Fair, had bled his kingdom dry through war with England and costly campaigns in Flanders. By 1306, he was drowning in debt, much of it owed directly to the Templars. Philip tried to bend the order to his will. He even considered merging the Templars with their rivals, the Knights Hospitaller, under his command. But the Templars, fiercely independent, refused. To Philip, this was not just defiance, it was an opportunity. By accusing the order of heresy and corruption, he could both erase his debts and seize their treasure. All he needed was the Pope's reluctant blessing. At dawn on Friday the 13th of October, 1307, Philip struck across France. Royal agents simultaneously arrested hundreds of Templars. In Paris, the Grand Master Jacques de Molay himself was seized. The charges were shocking. The knights were accused of spitting on the cross, denying Christ, and worshipping strange idols, the most infamous being the mysterious Baphomet. Most historians today agree these accusations were inventions. Yet under torture, many Templars confessed. These confessions, though false, gave Philip exactly what he needed. Proof in the eyes of the public that the once proud knights had fallen into sin. The trials dragged on for years. In some regions, like England and Aragon, Templars were found largely innocent. But in France, where Philip's grip was strongest, torture silenced dissent. Pope Clement V, pressured heavily by Philip, vacillated. At first, he sought to defend the order, but fearing the wrath of the French crown, he relented. In 1312, at the Council of Vienne, the Pope officially dissolved the Knights Templar. Their lands were transferred to the Hospitallers, at least in name. In truth, Philip ensured much of their wealth was absorbed into the French treasury. 2 years later, the story reached its grim climax. On March the 18th, 1314, Jacques de Molay, the last Grand Master of the Knights Templar, was led to a stake on an island in the River Seine. As the flames consumed him, chroniclers claim he cried out, summoning both Pope Clement and King Philip to answer before God within the year. Remarkably, both men did indeed die soon after. With de Molay's death, the order was extinguished, yet their legend had only just begun. Though their castles were emptied and their rule dissolved, the Knights Templar have never vanished from memory. In Portugal, some believe they endured as the Knights of Christ. In Scotland, tales emerged of Templars riding at Bannockburn, and across Europe, whispers grew of hidden treasure, secret rituals, and the guardianship of the Holy Grail. From their rise in Jerusalem to their fiery end in Paris, the Templar story is one of faith, ambition, betrayal, and enduring mystery. Few brotherhoods in history have left behind a legacy so shrouded in both fact and legend. I thank you for watching this series on the Knights Templar, their journey from humble warriors of the Holy Land to bankers of kings, to heretics condemned by fire. If there is anything you would like to cover in a future series or video, please don't hesitate to let me know in the comments below.